Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Natasha if it is your first time here, and today's video is part 2 of my decluttering series. So in this video I'm doing foundations and concealers. This drawer is a mess, so let's just get started. I'm gonna flip you over and we're gonna get to it. Okay, so here we have my foundation drawer and concealer drawer. I keep them both in the same area. All my concealers are in here, my foundation's here, and then I have like fresh stuff that I need to use, and I have all of these that I legit need to get rid of back here. They're like the samples that you get when you order stuff from Sephora, but if I'm gonna be honest, like they're too small. Like that's not enough foundation for me to try it out and figure it out, and I've had these forever, so I'm just gonna toss these. And then on the side here in the boxes, I just have an extra of my Becca Aqualuminous. And then I have this ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer, as well as the Pretty Fresh Concealers that I'm going to be using in a video coming up. So I'll keep that over to the side here. So let's dive in and do foundations first. I have this blanket on my lap because I'm like freezing in here. Let's do foundations first because this is like a hot mess. Like I don't even know how I want to go about it. So let's just dive in. So the first foundation I have here is this Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Feel Jesus All Day foundation. I really like this foundation. I think it's a really nice dewy glowy foundation from the drugstore. This one is a little tan for me, but it's fine. Once I put concealer on, it totally works out. So I'm going to keep this. The next foundation I have is this Physicians Formula. What is this? The Healthy Foundation. I am going to get rid of this foundation because it just was like too dry for my skin. I really wanted to like it, and I liked that it had this kind of like doe foot applicator for the foundation. I thought that was cool, but it was just too dry, and I felt that it sank into all the lines on my face, and I just really didn't like it, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Next we have this CoverGirl CG Smoothers. This is more of like a tinted moisturizer, I say, than a foundation. You guys know I love this. This is like a perfect on the go tint if you're going to the gym or just doing whatever, so I'm definitely gonna keep this. We have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. I'm going to keep this as well because I'm still testing it out and mixing different things into it, using different primers with it, seeing how I really like it. So I'm going to keep this guy. I have my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I'm keeping this because it is so expensive, and it is not worth the money, I don't think, but it's worth me using every last drop of it for sure. So I'm definitely keeping this. Next, I have this LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Foundation. I haven't even opened this because I bought 2 shades, and this shade was the one that was like way too dark. So I'm going to actually give this to my best friend because this looks like it would be more of her skin tone, and it just isn't working out for me. I'm doing this in like the most random order, but the next thing I have here is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. I'm going to keep this. I really like this foundation, but I don't like it as much on its own. When it's on its own, I feel like it's just a little bit too dry for my skin, a little bit too matte. So I like to add a pump of this into some of my more hydrating foundations or kind of just mix it in with other things. But I still really like it. It's just like I don't love the finish, so I like to put like an oil or something in it. Next, we have the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Liquid Foundation. I really like this foundation. This is another good one from the drugstore, but this guy is full coverage. Like, I don't reach for it all the time because I don't usually go for such like a full coverage look, but if I'm wanting to like cake it up for the day, I'll reach for this guy, and from the drugstore, it's super cheap and it works really well. Next, we have the BH Cosmetics BH Liquid Foundation Naturally Flawless. This is a nice, really cheap foundation. I wouldn't say it's like the best foundation I have. It doesn't last all day. It's not perfect, but if you're looking for like a cheaper quality foundation, I think this one is really great. I'm going to get rid of it because I never reach for it. I do think it's a nice foundation, but it's not one of my favorites, and it kind of has been in here for a long time because I just never reach for it, if I'm going to be honest. Next, we have the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation with Sunscreen, and you can see how dirty this is. Gross. I love this foundation, and I'm pretty sure that CoverGirl discontinued it, which sucks because this was an amazing dewy foundation, and I'm definitely going to keep it and use every last drop. It was so luminous, so dewy. It has a nice like kind of medium to full coverage, has sunblock in it. The only thing is that it has like a really strong fragrance. But other than that, this was like my favorite drugstore foundation, and they discontinued it. I'm pretty sure because I have not seen it in the stores in a while. So I am definitely keeping this, and I hope that CoverGirl brings it back. Now we're getting into the mess here. I can't like stand all of my foundations up. Like this one, I can't stand it up because it's too tall and the drawer won't close. So I have to lay a bunch of them down. Let's just go on with this one next. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup, so foundation. This used to be my like ride or die favorite foundation ever, and I find that I haven't really used it that much. I've just moved on to different foundations, but I still really like it, and I really like taking it with me because I know exactly how it's going to perform, and it never is different. So I'm going to keep this guy a little bit on nostalgia and a little bit because I still like to use it. The next foundation I have here is the Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. I'm going to get rid of this, and I was actually like pretty bummed about it. I think that Becca came out with like 3 different foundations at once, and I bought this one and I just didn't like it. It's so thick. It literally feels like I'm putting glue on my face. It's so thick. It doesn't sink into my face at all. I feel like it just sits on top and gets in all my fine lines and all my pores, and I was really disappointed because I tend to really like Becca skin products, but this foundation like didn't do it for me. Next thing I have is this Tarte Foundsealer. I love this foundation. This is probably one of my favorite foundations that have come out in the past year or so. So I am definitely going to keep this, and I'm definitely going to repurchase this. It's just so nice. It's so luminous. It's so lightweight. It really does last a long time. It has SPF in it, which I always love. So I am definitely keeping this guy. I have this Bare Minerals Hydrating Foundation Stick. I'm going to keep this as well. I just actually started using this, and I put this in a favorites video recently. It is such a nice stick foundation, and honestly this is like the first stick foundation that I've used that I've ever really liked because it is so hydrating. It blends out so easy with the sponge or with a brush. I highly recommend this, especially if you are like loving stick foundations but you want one that's more hydrating. Check this guy out. The next thing we have here is the Naked Skin Urban Decay One and Done. What is this? The Hybrid Complexion Perfector. So I actually bought this foundation. This is so old. Okay, I have to get rid of this just because it's old. I bought this like 2 years ago because I read something that said that Kylie Jenner uses this foundation, and I was just like, well, I have to try it. Like, I have this theory that like rich people use good products because they have all the money to buy everything, which makes no sense because it's so based on like your skincare and your skin type and just preferences. Makes no sense. Anyways, I've had this foundation forever. I did use quite a bit of it. I liked it. Pretty basic, I think. I'm going to get rid of it literally because it's like 2 years old. So the next foundation I have here is the No. 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Serum Foundation. So I actually got this at Walgreens. Walgreens and Target now are carrying the brand No. 7, which is like a high-end drugstore brand, I feel like is what it is. They're really skincare focused, but they also have makeup, and I actually really like this foundation. It is expensive for the drugstore. I feel like this was like $15 or something, so it's like kind of, it's verging into high-end, but it's not quite, you know? But this is a really great foundation. I don't find that it really lifts my skin very much, but it does illuminate it very well. It has a nice light to medium coverage. It lasts, you know, throughout the day, and it's suitable for sensitive skin, which is something I really noticed. There isn't really a fragrance in here. It doesn't irritate my skin at all. It didn't clog any pores. So this is like a good one from the drugstore if you're trying to feel like a little bougie, you know. We have the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Pro Filter Foundation. I'm going to keep this. I really liked it. It's a great foundation, and it's like still new to me, so no reason for me to get rid of it. Really liked it. I do have a video of me doing a wear test and reviewing this on my channel. If you want to check that out, I'll leave it linked in the description box. The Thrive Cosmetics Buildable Blur CC Cream. I have talked about this a bajillion times. This is one of my favorite CC creams. Actually, it's probably just my favorite CC cream that there is. It literally is like a really nice light coverage, medium coverage foundation CC cream. It's super moisturizing. It looks great. It has sunscreen in it. They have a bunch of different shades. Plus, I love Thrive Cosmetics because they're a clean brand and they stand for like a good thing. They donate a bunch to women with breast cancer. They donate makeup. They donate money. It's just a really awesome brand, and I love this CC cream. Is actually running pretty low. I need to buy myself a new one. This is the NYX Born to Glow. I actually haven't tried this yet, so I need to put it over with my ColourPop one. But I'm excited about it. This is a luminous, glowy kind of foundation. I haven't tried it out yet, but I am really excited about it. Just put it over here. This is the Pacifica Light Clean Foundation. I actually did a first impressions of this in a video as well. I do like this. This is a drugstore foundation. This is a clean foundation. It is really nice. It has kind of a demi matte finish, so I don't reach for it very often, but I do really like it, and I do recommend it, especially if you're looking for like a clean ingredient foundation. This is a great one, and you can get this just at like Target. We have the IT Cosmetics CC Cream SPF 50. This is like a cult classic CC cream, I feel like. I do like this one. It's a little bit darker. It's in my summer shade. I find that in the summer I tend to just wear like CC creams and BB creams versus like a full foundation. This is a great one. I think that my Thrive one is better, I'm not gonna lie, but this one is still really nice, so I'm gonna keep this because it is in my summer shade. I'm gonna hold on to it. Lastly, I have this Aborian Korean Skincare Therapy CC cream. I wanted to like this so bad. This is one of those products that I got like lost in the ads for. I think I saw like every influencer ever do an ad about how this was like the most amazing CC cream because it doesn't have a shade, it goes on like white, and then you rub it in and it matches your skin perfectly. And I tried to wear this for like a month straight, and I swear every time I put it on, it was like pilled up crazy all over my face. I even tried it with no skincare on because I was like, okay, maybe it's like going for that whole really moisturizing thing, and it still pilled up all over my face as I was rubbing it in. I used it with a sponge and a brush, and I'm like, it's just not worth it to me. I'm getting rid of it. Like, I don't even know why I still have it. It just got like lost in the drawer. Like I said, I have to lay a lot of them down because the drawer isn't tall enough for them to kind of just like go. You know what I mean? But that's it. That's the foundations. It looks a lot nicer now, for sure. Okay, moving on to concealers. I'm pretty sure I have some concealers in here that are like 200 years old. So let's just dive into it. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Let's just start right here. So these right here are the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealers. I just recently tried these out, and I've been really liking them. I think they're like a drugstore version of this Shape Tape Concealer. Really nice, really cheap. I don't like to use it under my eyes, but on the rest of my face I like it, so I'm going to hold on to these. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This concealer is probably 200 years old. I've had it in here forever. And this is another product that I feel like I always tried to make it work, and I wanted it to work so bad, but it just didn't work for me. It was just too thick. I don't know if I just couldn't figure out how to work it or if it just doesn't work for me. I think it just doesn't work for me. This is a really high coverage, a really thick concealer, and it just kind of irritated my under eyes, and it just didn't work out how I wanted it to work. And you guys know that I have dark circles under my eyes and they're kind of hollow, so I thought a concealer like this would be perfect for it, and it just kind of like wah, so I'm going to get rid of this. We have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealers. I am definitely keeping these. These are one of my favorite concealers I've ever tried. Nice medium to high coverage. They just feel really nice on your skin. They blend out really nice. This is probably like my second favorite concealer, I would say, but I'm definitely going to hold on to these guys. This right here, you can't even read the label really. It's this CoverGirl matte concealer. I strictly use this just to cut out my brows. Like, that is literally the only thing I use this for, so I'm gonna hold on to that. But I wouldn't recommend it as like a concealer for anything other than that because they have 0 shades and it's not a great formula. It just works really well for me to cut out my brows because it is kind of low coverage and it's easy to work with. So, meh. This is the Jouer High Coverage Essentials Concealer. I really like this concealer. I feel like I'm still trying it out and figuring out exactly how I feel about it. But so far, I've really liked every time I've used it. So I'm going to hold on to this. I have 2 of my Becca Aqua Luminous concealers. I have this one in my proper shade, and this one is a little bit darker. I can use this on the face, but not too much under the eyes. You guys already know this is my favorite concealer. This is like the best concealer of all time to me. So I'm 100% keeping these. The infamous Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to get rid of this for a few reasons. One, because it's 200 years old. I've literally had this probably since it came out and it was like the thing. 2, it just doesn't work for me. I can put it on the rest of my face if I'm highlighting or doing any like reverse contouring, but under my eyes, it just like does not work. It is so drying under my eyes. It creases so hard. So many people love this concealer and I just like it doesn't work for me like that unless I'm putting it on my face. And if I'm only keeping it for that, it's not worth it to me because I have other concealers that I really like that I could use on both. Or I can get the e.l.f. one, which is way cheaper. It's like a fraction of the price. So Tarte Shape Tape, see you later, dude. I have the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. This is a really nice high coverage concealer. I really like this one. It is a little bit more expensive. They have like a million shades of this concealer, so I feel like literally anyone can find a shade of this concealer that will work for them. It's really nice. It's really high coverage. It is more of a matte finish, so I don't love it all the time, but when my skin is feeling really good, I'll definitely reach for this. Or if I ever feel like, oh, my under eyes like need the help today, I'll go in with this guy. So I'm going to keep this. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. You can tell that it's been laying on its side in my thing. That's like kind of gross. I'm going to keep this. This is a really good full coverage concealer. Kind of the same reason I like to use a Cover FX one. When I feel like I really need the extra help that day, I'll go in for this guy. And that's pretty much it. It's like a basic high coverage concealer. I don't know if I would necessarily purchase it again. But I'm going to use it because I like how it is and I just don't want to waste this full bottle. This is the Pacifica Liquid Cover Full Coverage Lasting Concealer. This is a really nice concealer from the drugstore. It is a little bit more expensive, I would say, for a drugstore price, but it works really nice. It's really hydrating. I would say that it's more of like a medium than full coverage. But I'm going to keep this guy because it is like actually pretty new to me and I like having like a good natural concealer around. The Milk Makeup Flex Concealer, I am definitely keeping this guy. They need to come out with more shades. Like, they only have like 10 shades or something. That's so ridiculous. But I really like this concealer. It's like a really nice medium concealer. It is hydrating, but it has more of like a demi-matte natural finish. It is really nice. I like the packaging. Then I probably would repurchase this again, so I'm definitely going to keep this. And lastly, I have this Becca Ultimate Coverage Concealer. This I bought at the same time I bought that Becca foundation because they were like the pair, you know, they came out with the foundation and this concealer at the same time. And I hate the concealer too. I feel like the concealer is literally just the foundation in this smaller bottle. Like, it's a scam. I really think it is. And you guys know I love my other Becca concealer, so I was just like, this one has to be even better. And I couldn't stand it. I did not like it at all. I'm getting rid of this. Alright, and that's it for my foundation and my concealer drawer. You know, it doesn't look perfect, but it looks way better. I'm glad to get rid of some stuff and kind of go through everything and rediscover some new faves. Alright guys, so this is all I'm getting rid of just up here. Not a whole lot, but some things. We're making some room. More foundations than concealers, actually. I'm a little surprised. Let me flip you around real quick. Alright guys, that was it for part 2 of my decluttering, my foundations and my concealers. I hope you guys are liking this decluttering as much as I am. I'm loving like cleaning it through everything and organizing it all. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if some of the products I got rid of you loved, or if any of the one I kept you love or you hate, or if there's anything you think I need, let me know, because I'm probably gonna buy it. Like, let's be real. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.